right, so we have I like to call her a wine connoisseur. She's an expert at all of this, from coast to coast, country to country, and that's what we're talking about today. Daniella Garrido is back here on ISF, so I'm excited to have you back.
Thank you. I'm happy to see you again.
Well, I want to get started with the rosé.
Yeah.
I love the rosé lately, and this is Latin-owned, Hispanic-owned.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of bring you a couple of different Hispanic-owned or ways to celebrate some grapes that come from Latin origins. So I do feel like there are two different ways that you can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month when it comes to consuming different kinds of wines. And so this first one, this rosé, is actually called Reclamación wines. Got to roll those R's, right? And once you have to roll an R, you know that it's Hispanic. So this was made by David Salazar out of California. And I love the story behind this label because if you look at the bottle, one, it's stunning, but it is these monarch butterflies that are very representative of the Mexican culture that he grew up in. And his family, immigrated from Mexico. So he kind of grew up like watching his dad work in the vineyards of California. And a really big mission behind Reclamación Wines is to give back to vineyard workers and vineyard families, which at the end of the day, I always like to say, like, wine is agriculture. I think sometimes people forget that, that it's not, yes, it's part of the alcohol industry, but it is agriculture, it's farming at the end of the day. So those farm workers are a really big deal, and I love the story behind that wine.
Yeah, I like this too, and it's such a pretty, beautiful bottle.
Gorgeous bottle.
And then from rosé, we got the red.
Yes, so I did bring you a Tempranillo here. So this is another grape with Latin origins, and this is Diablo Paso. So I actually ended up going into the wine industry when I was a news reporter in Bakersfield, which is Central California, considered the breadbasket of America. And while I was out there, I was only an hour away from Paso Robles, and there was all these farmers that were kind of heading in that direction to Paso to become grape growers. And so I have a really big love for Paso Robles. I think it is also a great destination for Hispanic-owned wines. Yeah. So this is one of those. And what I love about Diablo Paso is that they're really focused on bringing Spanish grapes and growing them in Central California. So all of their wines are like an Albarino, a Grenache, a Tempranillo, like this one. So I think that's a great way to honor Hispanic heritage.
Is it sweet or dry?
So this is going to be dry. All of these are probably going to be dry. The cava might be a bit sweeter.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I like to say also that another way to honor Hispanic heritage is drinking grapes with Latin origin, right?
Okay.
And so a Malbec from Argentina is a great example, or a cava from Spain is a great example. So anytime that you're at the store, maybe this month, and you want to look for those kind of grapes, I just brought you these two to be able to showcase, Malbec from Argentina, cava from Spain, and you are already supporting right then and there.
I love how all of these have just different storylines behind them, right?
Yeah.
Just different people. And as you said, it's called grape growing. It's an agriculture, and it's something that people really work really hard to achieve and for us to enjoy, which is amazing. So what's your favorite? I know you probably don't have a favorite.
It's like saying what's my favorite child, right? Well, I always just like to say, like, they are for different occasions, so it really just depends on the occasion, especially here in Miami. I think rosés do really well. I think this specific bottle and brand and what it stands for would do really well here in this climate. But of course, as we're heading into like the fall season, I know Miamians love their Malbec, their Argentinian wines, their Argentinian steaks. So I think something like any kind of Malbec would be great.
And I love these because, right here in South Florida, it is a melting pot full of different cultures, full of different food, and so amazing wine to pair it with. All right, so, of course, Daniella, we got to keep up with you and what you're doing because you are everywhere getting us all the details of the wines we need. So where can we find you?
Yeah, so I do have a blog. It's called Danny Uncorked, and that is also my Instagram. I share all of my wine and my wine travel tips on there, so definitely follow along.
Perfect. I love it. Cheers,
Gotta do a
guys.
cheers.
Yes. And
cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.